it? How's it? I think we've done it. I think we've pressed all, I think I've pressed all the right buttons tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the studio. I didn't think I'd get anything right coming in this evening. But we've got new intros, we've got new little bits and pieces that Dave Ravenstone, the Dive Time SA show producer, has been putting together. So we're very excited about the refreshed look. We're upping the production values as we go along. So welcome to you at home, wherever you find yourself, at work, in South Africa or around the world. Thank you for joining us. That would be my volume. I do that every week now. That's normal. And welcome to the studio, Greg, Courtney and Dagyn. How's it? All right, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Had a good week? These two have.
Awesome.
Yeah. They've had a very stressful 4 weeks, but had a very good weekend.
Yeah, I've got a picture here of you, Oaks. Well, I should have a picture of you guys. We did load it. So give me a second and I'm going to look for this picture. Oh man, that would be a tragedy if we don't have it. No, we did load, but I can't find it. All right, we'll have to hold the phone up to the...
Courtney
give me a
find.
picture. You find a picture, we'll hold it up to a phone. How's that?
One of the
All right,
thousands.
so we've got... How many pictures did you take? Because we now have 2 newly qualified dive instructors. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we've actually got 7.
7?
Yeah.
So we had 7 instructors pass this weekend. They're Paddy Open Water Scuba Instructor. Yeah.
Since you got that tattoo, man.
Yeah.
All right, and how many months did it take to do this?
Well, Courtney says 10 years.
Okay.
10 years in the making, because it's 10 years since she did her first dive.
Yeah.
But it's a path that starts when the candidate starts their dive master course. So for some that has been 3 to 6 months, for some that has been 2 to 3 months. And then the actual instructor course is taking your dive masters and teaching them the PADI system and how to use it and how to teach. So that's been about a month on a part-time basis, but part-time being four evenings a week, Saturdays and Sundays.
So you've been busy, hey?
Yeah.
Let's welcome you to the room. Let's welcome you to the seat at the broadcast table. And as you know, the comment section down below the video is where you get to say whatever you like, your questions, your comments, whatever it may be. We say, how's it to Courtney? You're in.
Hello.
Good. Greg is on board, Stacey's on board, Tonya Curry's on board, Dagyn's on board, Yaku Swanepoel's on board. Yaku says, talk quick, darters few. Sorry,
so
Yaku.
I see we have Henry Harriet Jones on board. I don't know where in the world you are right now, but Henry was on my very first instructor course I taught. Very first in 2000.
How's it, Henry? Good to have you on board,
in 2008 on PP Island, yeah.
Bernice Tucker Wilson on board, and more people joining us. Dave Ravenstone says, miss you. Oh, to Tonya. Yeah, we got to get her in here. She'll come in one of these nights.
Yeah, we were loading some of the episodes onto our YouTube channel, which we have a YouTube channel now called Dive Time SA. And the very first one we loaded, we were watching, and Tanya was on that, and I was thinking, man, why is she not on the show with us?
Why is she not in the water with us?
Why is she not diving with us?
She likes to stay at home on a Monday night and lie on the couch, you see, and watch the show.
Turk, wow. So Henry's in Blue Water Divers in Grand Turk. And I don't know where
I have no idea.
Turks and Caicos.
I don't know where Grand Turk is. I can claim ignorance.
I think.
Is it the Caribbean?
Is it the Caribbean? I think it's Caribbean. Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, he says he's running a dive shop in Turks and Caicos.
Wow, awesome.
In the
awesome.
Caribbean.
Shame,
man. Well, sorry, man, Henry. Sorry. Jeez, sorry.
Terrible.
Life's tough.
Yeah,
okay, so what's coming up first?
I've got a question I'm going to start the show with, and give the listeners time to take guesses. Please don't Google it, because you'll find the answer easily. I want to know, do you know what is the single most pollutant item in the ocean? And don't say plastic, because there's many plastic items. What is the single, by a long way, the most single pollutant in the ocean?
One thing.
Yeah, one thing. Millions of one thing. We wait for your answers.
All right, I'm putting that on the screen so you can take a look and say, I'm going to write it. Sorry, carry on talking while I write. What is...
No, that's that's going to come up in our eco update, which is at the end of the show. So we are going to talk. We've got a gear review tonight. The Mares Magellan BCD, which is a travel BCD, sorry, Mares, by Mares. We're going to look at Mauritius as a dive destination. We're going to look at a inland dive site, Wondergat, as our local destination. And then on Fish ID, we're going to look at commonly mistaken fish, the scorpion fish, often called stonefish. So we're going to be looking at both those fish and what the difference is.
Right, people want to know if you've recovered from your tattoo. Can we have a close-up of Greg's tattoo, please? Last week, if you missed the episode, it's on...
Where's the camera?
It's on Facebook. Just scroll back to last week, Monday on Dive Time, and you'll see the whole episode where basically the soundtrack was as Greg got his new tattoo, the shark tattoo. It's very nice, eh?
So that's a initiative by Michael Berryman. He's a tattoo artist, and he's got a eco month where if you go get your tattoo at his shop, and it's a marine themed, so a shark, a ray, a turtle, a seahorse, anything marine, half of what he charges you to do the tattoo goes to a charity.
Check it out. Check out last week's show for details. All the details, contact details, and how much goes to charity, etc. And the offer is all in last week's show, Dive Time SA 10.
So we went first, and now we wait for you to go get your tattoos. So if it's something you've wanted to do for a while, here's a good cause.
Okay, let's go off to the gear review, shall we?
Okay, so firstly I need the gear. Someone will hand it to me.
And we're doing a BCD this week.
Yeah, this is a Mares BCD. It's a travel BCD. So there's travel BCDs entered the market a number of years ago, and they've come a long way. So you had to sacrifice something to make it light, to put it in a plane, and so on. So, but BCDs, travel BCDs has evolved so much that you can now have everything. So
right, we're going to get one camera on the BCD. We'll get Dagyn to shoot that while you talk.
Yeah, well maybe I'll put it on as well.
Okay.
Just to show you. So I know I still got to talk into the microphone.
I'll tell you if we can't hear you. It's good.
So this is called the Magellan BCD by Mares. It's a very lightweight BCD. When I say lightweight, it's less than 3 kilos. But the beauty of this BCD is it actually has everything you need in a BCD. You haven't sacrificed anything. So just clipping it on, this would be the one I would wear. This actually is one that Mares provided me with. So on the BCD, what we've got is we've got our integrated weight system. So your lead weights will fit in these pockets, and they fit easily back into the BCD with a pretty easy clip. What's important with these clips is the new clips, you're not going to lose them. So a lot of earlier model BCDs, these clips you tend to lose them on a dive. So now to dump them, you would just physically push those two in, and you dump your weights, and you'd be positively buoyant in no time. Right, so what else has this BCD got? It's got a chest strap. Okay, interesting thing about the chest strap, it has a built-in whistle. So if you're floating on the surface and you need to get someone's attention, very easy to get to that. You've got all your dump valves. So you've got your inflate, deflate. If you notice, this hose is very thin, so it's been made smaller, lighter, but still is effective. You've got your inflate, your deflate. You have a deflate dump on the right. You have one on the bottom as well, your bottom right corner. Okay. These chest straps are contoured, so it's a very nice fit. So it's a good fit and very light. So what we've got, if I take it off, how they've made this BCD lighter, it's got a soft back plate which actually folds up quite nice. So this BCD folds very small, very light into the backpack. You've got a cam band on the back, and then a strap that fits around your cylinder. So your cylinder becomes the backbone of this BCD, giving it its strength. So very well priced BCD as well. So if you're doing 10, 15, 20 dives a year and you travel a lot, then this is actually an ideal travel BCD. I'm pretty sure we're going to pack about 200 dives on this BCD over the next year. So as it goes, we'll review it. It's got everything you need. It's got the little grommets for the knives. It has a fold down pocket over here which is velcroed, and it has a strap. So you can easily, if you pick something off the bottom of the ocean,
Like litter.
anything else, yeah. You've got a pocket that folds down. So all in all, I've done about 15 dives in it already, and a fantastic BCD. Our next trip to Red Sea or so on, this folds up so small, it's very light, and I think it'll be a really great travel BCD.
Awesome. Where do we get it?
Well, Tom, it's Mares branded, so almost any dive store in South Africa would be able to get you the Mares BCD. So have a look and ask about it in store.
And what's the name again?
It's the Mares Magellan. I don't know if it's got the name printed on it. Magellan. Magellen, something like that. Yeah.
Right, let's go to the room now and see what you've got to say.
I want to see if anyone's got an answer.
Oh yeah, well there are a couple of people putting answers in the comment section. Let me put that question back up on the screen. If you've just joined us, we're asking a question. Look for the answer. We don't want you to Google the answer. We want you to guess. Tanya says, yes, come to the studio tomorrow, Dave. And she'd love to be at the other end of the camera. Henry says hi. Okay, so we worked out. He says yes, it is. It's near the Bahamas. It's in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We've answered the tattoo question. Yaku says it's Swanepoel says it's soap or paper. Megan Wood has joined us. How's it, Megan? Yaku Dupree says good evening, everyone. How's it, Yaku Dupree? Congrats on the new PADI instructors. Says Yaku.
Thanks,
Making big news here. Jenny van den Berg also says congrats on your instructors, guys. Caden Buzzarello says, hi guys. Wayne Davis Hannibal says, congratulations, Dagyn. Jeez. Let me try that again. Congratulations, Dagyn Davis Hannibal and Courtney Holmes on your diving instructor qualification. You're the two superstars here tonight.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, and who else have we got jumping in? Anthony James Mintram says, evening all, nice to be able to follow in again. Welcome, Anthony, good to have you with us.
Anthony also qualified.
Anthony qualified as an instructor
congratulations,
as well.
well done. I'm gonna hit the like button there for Anthony.
Yay.
So when you see those smiley faces and likes,
Tristan
that's
Fenter
me.
just joined us also.
How's it, Tristan? Good
an
to have you on
instructor
board.
this weekend.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's move on, shall we, to our next segment, which is international destination. By the way, we're looking for you the answers to the question that you see on the screen at the moment. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, if you're listening to the radio station going, huh? Just go to Radio Today Johannesburg and you'll see the live stream there. Press play and join us live inside the studio, having lots of fun, asking questions tonight. I haven't got a clue. I'm going to put my answer.
Yeah, put your answer.
Right,
What is the single most polluted item found in the ocean? And it's millions of these. And I don't want a general answer like plastic. I want to. What is the item?
All right, I put mine in.
I'll give you a hint. There's 5.5 trillion of these made a year. 5.5.
Then I know what it is.
You got it, eh?
Right. Off we go. Where we go? Mauritius. Let's go to Mauritius.
Yeah, Mauritius.
Right.
So we're looking at
World destinations.
World destination, and Mauritius is there as a destination for us based in South Africa, for a lot of South Africans, but a lot of Europeans that go there too, and a lot of French, because they have a very French based culture and language. So my interest was piqued in Mauritius when a friend of mine has opened a dive center there, Crystal Divers in Mauritius, right up north. And Dave's taken my bit of information that I've got. Dave, all my info's on there. So where's Mauritius? Mauritius is 2,000 kilometers off the coast of the Indian Ocean, off the African coastline in the Indian Ocean. So it's about thanks, Dave. It's about a 3.5 hour flight from Johannesburg into Port Louis, and the island itself, it's about 2,000 square kilometers in size. So it would take you a full day to drive around it if that's what you want to do. Size-wise, it's pretty big. It's broken into 9 districts. So the area that I'm looking at is the northern area, and I'm going to try get the name right. I'm going to find it here somewhere on my notes. It's called the Rivière du Rempart. So Rivière du Rempart.
Rivière du Rempart.
That is where Crystal Divers is based, and I was chatting to some divers over there. So this week I was chatting to some divers that were there recently, and they came back and they were raving about the diving there. So Mauritius is kind of hit and miss with diving for a lot of people. A lot of the divers will go there and do the resort courses, the discover scubas, and there's areas of Mauritius that are really great for diving, and some where the corals are not in great condition. They've had some very bad practices over the last few years, or over generations, with fishing and mining and so on. But the northern side is supposed to be absolutely incredible, and I spoke to someone the other day, and he was raving about the diving up north, and the sharks he saw, and how beautiful and pristine the reefs were.
Yeah, if you've got any Mauritius diving stories, pop them in the comment section down below. We'll read them out on air.
Yeah, so Mauritius is a big destination for South Africans, and I think most South Africans would go there as on a holiday and then tackle a couple of dives. And but I'm looking at it now as a dive destination. If we go for a week in Mauritius, the beauty of it's a 3.5 hour flight. So it's not a long haul like a lot of the other destinations we go to, where there's a 10-hour flight to connection, another 2-hour flight, etc. So this is 3.5 hours, and the flights are very reasonably priced. So then it's where you stay. And what you find up north is you're going to start finding more of these dive centers and dive resorts. So not your 5-star big hotels. And Mauritius can be a very expensive destination, but at the same time it can be a very affordable destination. So if we start looking at the resorts like Crystal Divers up north, the accommodation is very, very reasonable. The dive prices are reasonable, and you can do a dive holiday in Mauritius. There's a lot that's interesting about Mauritius. The food is amazing, and the culture unbelievable. So it's more than just a dive destination, and you can do a lot of cultural and so on. But it is your white sandy beaches and your pine palm trees and so on. Yeah.
What can you see underwater?
Tom, well, it is tropical. It is tropical water, so it is a lot of beautiful hard corals, soft corals, and the full range of tropical fish. So you will see, you'll hit the waters. It's clear water, calm seas. I mean, it's also seasonal as well. So Mauritius is an island you can visit all year round. But there's some months that are windier than others. But I didn't do enough research on this to tell exactly which month to go, but you'll find it pretty easily on the internet. But it's all your tropical fish. It is that beautiful, calm, big corals, hard corals, soft corals, colourful, all your tropical fish that we've been covering in the Fish ID over the last few months.
Tanya says, I was on the south side, best drift dive of my life. What's a drift dive?
Drift dive is when there's current. So basically there's a lot of water movement either north to south or so on, and that's caused mostly by wind or what's it, you guys did the exams? Rotation of the earth. So it causes current in the ocean. So a drift dive is where you'll drop in one spot and then the current will take you. And you literally fly through the water, and you just drift over the reef, and you probably drift for half a kilometer in an hour-long dive.
Anthony says stunning place from the videos. Tanya says the people are incredible.
Yes.
Megan Wood wants to know, where can we do a group dive?
Megan and Anthony want to
know.
Well,
Megan kind of any trip we put together that's overseas, Megan has been on it. So yeah. We've put you down on the list, number 1, Megan Wood. You're coming with us. Definitely.
And then Anthony's ripping into Dagyn for some reason. I'm not quite sure. Is this Anthony a friend of yours, Dagyn?
This supposed to be. Just
qualified this weekend with us, well, he's entitled to review. Yeah. Okay, off to our local destination we go now. And this evening we are off to...
I want to hear you say it.
Me?
Yeah.
Have I got the right place? What if I say the wrong place? We're off to
Wondergat. Yes, Wondergat. So for any of our non-Afrikaans listeners out there,
wonderful hole.
Wonderful hole. Okay. So Wondergat is it's a hole in the ground. It's a dolomite. It's a hole in dolomite. It's about 280 kilometers out of Johannesburg, just before the town of Mafikeng. And it's on the road to Mafikeng, about 10 km before that you turn off, and it's probably about another 20 kilometers of dirt road to get there. And it's literally a hole in the ground, 40 meters deep, 40 odd meters deep, and then off on the one corner it opens up into a cave, and that cave goes down to close to 70 meters.
I'm going to put the map on screen if you're watching Facebook. Take a look at the map.
I mean, my wife qualified there quite a while, many years ago. Open water, yeah, qualified open water there. So it is a dive site that you can that you can take new divers to, but generally it's more a dive where we go and train deep diving. Because of the 40 meter, 41 meter bottom, we can go do all our deep dive training there because it's calm water, it's warm water. Even in winter, the water's warm. It's a great site to go do deep dive training. And then of course the guys that like to go deeper, the technical divers and the cave divers, they can go even deeper into the cave portion.
So what's the depth? I mean, how deep can you go?
Tom, I've touched 58 meters at the back of the cave. So it depends on the water level. You know, we have years where the water level's high and you can get a bit more. And we have, you know, a couple of years where the level's low, and then we've got a little bit less than that.
See, my old buddy Paul Rotherham is watching tonight.
All right.
I know he watches
Paul.
the Lego show. Welcome to the scuba diving show. I didn't know if Paul's a scuba diver.
Well, I watched the Lego show, so it was a lot of fun. It was interesting.
We're having so much fun.
Yeah.
And I got the policeman in my bag. I got the prize in my bag. And I just want to tell the person who wins it, don't open it because it's worth more if it's in the packet.
I didn't know that the show on Lego could be so interesting.
Yeah.
But I was glued to it.
Yeah, we're having fun with the Lego guys and girls.
I think it's more the passion that you see. I mean, with us, we're passionate about diving, and people that are passionate about diving will watch us. But then you see other interests and other sports and other hobbies, and people are as passionate.
But anyone can be a diver.
Yes, but anyone can play with Lego too.
Oh, you can dive without arms.
Unless you've got fingers.
And you dive with Lego.
If you don't have fingers, you might not be. I don't know.
And you get Lego divers, the little men with.
Oh, that's
Stuff.
Little
Yeah.
things.
All right, so anything else on Wondergat?
Yeah, Tom. So it's a place where you got to be self-sufficient. It's generally a weekend or long weekend that you would go there. You know, over the years, sometimes it's service, sometimes it's not. So I would suggest if you go there, you take all your dive cylinders with you. Take enough air, 1 cylinder per dive. You can night dive there, and it's basically camping. There's a large camp area.
So no accommodation.
No. You'd have to stay off site or so on. So it's camping, and it's a large camping area around there. There are ablutions, but I will warn you, it is not glamping. It is very basic.
It's proper camping.
It's proper camping. So this is for your campers, your hardcore divers that want to go spend a weekend. You can night dive and you can dive in the day. But it's a nice getaway. It's 3.5 hours drive maybe, and it's a nice place to get away for the weekend and get some dive practice in.
Cool. Anthony Mintram says, Lego, it's my favorite. I still buy Lego. Tune in Thursday nights, 7:10
Lego
around the block, the Lego show.
Do you think we can build Lego underwater?
Yeah, we can. There we go. Let's combine the two shows and let's build the
Build a
underwater.
Lego piece underwater.
Yeah, you're gonna
Don't
have.
use any pieces though.
You're gonna have to. Yeah, it's all gonna float up as you open it. It's gonna be like being in space. You're gonna be picking pieces out of the water. But there's a challenge. We'll put you in the swimming pool with a box of Lego, and we'll laminate the.
That sounds good.
We'll laminate the instructions, and then you can build it. But you're going to need to try keep it all together. That's going to be the interesting part, piece by piece.
Fish ID tonight.
Yes.
I have no idea. One picture from the next. Which one is a stonefish? Which one is a this fish or that fish?
Well, that's the whole point of Fish
so
ID
right,
tonight.
so this is the big moment now. People wait for this Fish ID now, ladies and jelly spoons. Check out this fish. What is that?
It's a rock.
Okay, so so the first picture you've pulled up is a bearded scorpion fish. Okay, so
I knew that.
Dangerous.
So very often we get off a dive and someone says, "Oh, did you see all the stonefish?" And we saw 3 or 4 stonefish, and what they don't know is they weren't looking at stonefish; they're looking at bearded scorpionfish. But very often are identified. Sorry, I'm very tired after this IDC. Identified as stonefish. So I'm going to just break down the small differences between the two fish. They are related. It is a stonefish
They
family.
both fish.
They both fish, and they both live in the water, and they're both very venomous. So the one you got up there is the bearded scorpionfish. Now the scorpionfish family, there's over 200 species of scorpionfish that are known around the world. So the one we're concentrating on here is the bearded scorpionfish.
Is that also a bearded scorpion?
Absolutely, yeah, bearded scorpionfish.
I'm getting good at spotting these things now.
So they're very colourful.
Is this also a bearded
I don't have my glasses on, I can't see that far. Let's see. There, I can't
It
see.
looks like it's got a beard.
Yeah, yes, well that is a bearded scorpionfish.
Right.
Okay. So the bearded scorpionfish are very colourful, red in colour, but obviously if we're down underwater we lose red as our first colour that we don't see. So sometimes they look more
Greeny brown.
Yeah, brown in colour. So these are masters of camouflage. You always find them on coral and on rock, and this is where they become quite dangerous in that they've got I think 12 dorsal spines on their back, and each one of those could have a venom sac in them. So if you had to put your hand or your knee or something down on those, it is an excruciating pain. It will envenomate you, and it is extremely excruciating, and it can be fatal in some cases. So I've known a number of divers that have put their hands or their knees on those. It's a very painful experience.
Tanya says she loves it when they open their mouths.
Yeah, well,
they've got weird mouths.
They got big downturned mouths, and so the bearded scorpionfish, if you see them in the day, they're generally resting, and they're more nocturnal in their hunting, and they hunt small fish and small crustaceans and so on. If you dive,
now what's that fish over there?
Yeah, well that's the stonefish.
That's not a bearded.
No, so the bearded scorpionfish get to about 22 centimeters in length. They're brightly coloured, and they've got many fleshy growths on them, and that's why it's called. If you look at their chin, there's a lot of on the chin that looks like a beard. So this is a part of the stonefish family, but it's a scorpionfish.
Okay.
Right. If we go to the stonefish.
Wait, what's the signal?
Okay, so a scorpionfish is this, like a scorpion tail. Have I got a camera on me? That's it, yeah? So that's a scorpionfish. And that is its danger.
No, that's danger.
Danger.
Problem.
Yeah, problem scorpion. Yeah, danger, okay, danger, scorpionfish. Don't pet the scorpionfish. Okay.
No.
All right, and then the second one, is the camera on me?
Yeah.
This is stonefish. Stonefish.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, on the islands I've worked on, it is.
All right. So is this a stoned fish over here?
That's a stonefish.
Stoned.
So the stonefish is more grey in colour, grey or brown, and it's much like rounder, looks more like a rock or more like a stone. These get even bigger. They get up to 30 odd centimeters.
Is that also a stone fish?
Yeah, that's also.
And that one over there?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
You tested me because I can't actually see.
Yeah, I've got to check to see if you can identify these things upside down.
Also, Yakidipria says, isn't it venomous? Poison is ingested.
Yeah, it's venomous. What did I say?
Poisonous.
Okay, it's venomous. I'm sure if you eat them too, it can be quite bad. So they're venomous. It's like the joke about the snake. Is the snake poisonous?
Yes.
Yes. No. Oh, it bit me, but you'll be fine. No, you won't because it is venomous.
Venomous.
Yeah. So the stonefish is talking about venomous, the most venomous fish known. Okay, and it can be lethal. Stepping on one of those, touching one of those. If you get enough of those spines in you, this one has got 13 spines, and each one of them has two venomous sacs on each spine. So if you get your hand on that spine, and it's very sharp, those spines have been known to penetrate boots and shoes and stuff like that. If you get envenomated by one of those, you're in a lot of pain and a lot of trouble.
What do you do?
Pee.
Besides,
Generally, you'll roll around on the ground screaming
will
in
you?
pain.
Is that what
calling for
happens?
mama.
Exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, Tom, it's a very painful envenomation.
Yeah.
Initial first aid for that would be try and immerse the area, whether it's a hand or foot or something, in warm water, as hot water as you can do without burning yourself.
Wow.
I mean, you don't want to put yourself into hot water and then you burn yourself and you've got another problem. But really hot water is thought to break down. It's a protein-based poison, so hot water is thought to break down the poison and a bit of comfort. But you definitely need medical assistance there. And then like with both these fish, a very big concern if you survive the venom is secondary infection. is a big,
Oh, is
big
it that
problem.
serious? It
Yeah.
can really hurt you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it doesn't happen often.
No, look, I mean,
Don't stress.
it's all part of what we teach you is no touch, you know, but, you know,
Sometimes you want to
sometimes.
poke the rock.
No, look,
Is that a rock or a star?
my advice is if you see it, don't touch it. Definitely not. Don't pet it.
Courtney wants to know who's got the joke of the day, and I think that's a brilliant idea. Someone from the room should contribute a joke that we can read out on air.
That's what we did one last week.
Oh,
I
that'd be
think Jessie got
fantastic.
the one
Yeah, we
last
should
week.
do a joke of the day. Please, somebody provide a joke.
Try and make it scuba
Fishy,
related.
oceanic, scuba-related joke. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you told the oldest dive joke.
Me?
Yes,
What?
the oldest dive joke in the world is why do you fall backwards out the boat?
Otherwise, you would fall into the
Otherwise you
boat.
fall into the boat.
Ah,
yeah.
no.
And you know, Tom, I can't tell you how many times I've been on a boat.
do
and
it.
Someone has told me that joke. Like, many times. And then you have to pretend you've never heard it before.
All right, so we asked you a little earlier, we're moving through the show tonight. We asked you, what is the single biggest ocean pollutant? An item, and that's manufactured. Is that as far as we've gone with the clues?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen any answers yet, but
We've had a few, lots of plastic, paper.
yeah, it's not soap. What else did we
Someone
have?
got it right though.
That was me.
No, someone else.
Wasn't it me?
Anthony said straws.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not straws.
All right, can I go to the video?
Oil.
Right, here we go. Eco update
Not
now.
oil.
Ladies and jelly spoons, we take you to the most littered item in the world now. Which is,
If you can find it.
it's not shopping packets. It's Stompies! I told you it was Stompies. I shouldn't be happy to win this competition.
Well, it's cigarette butts around the world.
Yeah.
So the most, there are 5.5 trillion cigarettes produced every year. And I learned something today is these filters actually don't have any purpose as far as health is concerned. So in the early 1900s, when people started questioning, you know, why we put in these rolled up pieces of paper with dried up plant inside them in our mouths and setting fire to them and breathing, you know, is this dangerous? The cigarette companies said, well, we'll put a filter on that'll make it safer. And that was marketing. So the cigarette filter is marketing, and for two reasons. One is A, you think it's safer, and B, it looks bigger, it looks longer. So you think you're getting more value for your money. But in reality, there's very little benefit to a filter on a cigarette. And that majority of those filters are made from a cellulose acetate, which is a form of plastic. And up to 2/3 of the 5.5 trillion cigarettes a year are dumped irresponsibly.
Sure.
Okay, and it's these traces of these filters of the plastics, the cellulose acetate that's found in these filters, on seabirds that have been found dead. Up to 70% of seabirds have been found to have traces of cellulose acetate inside them. And
Greg, sorry, Mrs. Freeman, our old principal, just got into the room.
Hey.
Good
Hey,
evening,
ma'am.
Mrs. Freeman. Right. Sorry, it's become tradition. Yeah, you were saying?
where was I? So up to seabirds that have been found dead, and then they've done autopsies on them, up to 70% of those birds have been found with traces of cellulose acetate in them, as well as 30% of turtles. So it gets in the water. It takes up to 10 years to biodegrade, but in that time it breaks up into very small pieces and so on. And these birds and fish and turtles end up ingesting it. And it's very fibrousy, so they get caught and stuck in their bodies. So 5.5 trillion cigarettes per year, up to 2/3 of that, those cigarettes just flicked
Into the environment.
And then from there they make their way into the waterways, and from the waterways into the oceans.
And to just get all cigarette smokers to smoke non-filter plain cigarettes from now on. That will sort it out.
Well, that would be the solution. So I was reading up a bit today on that, and the state of California is trying to ban filtered cigarettes. So that's something, the legislation they're trying to put through, which would ban the sale of filtered cigarettes. So
Can they not be recycled?
interestingly enough, they can be recycled. And
Really?
Yes, the plastic in the filters are extremely recyclable. Your sunglasses mostly are made of the same plastic. So there is a massive use. So you can take a single-use plastic, and it is recyclable. But the big thing is getting the volume and whatever collected.
Listen, I'm starting to wear a jersey now because it's getting cold. What do you scuba divers do in winter?
We suck it up.
It depends on how much money you have.
Suck it up, buttercup. Tom, there's a couple of options. So we dive in wetsuits. And so the thickness of the wetsuit, in very warm waters, we'd wear what we call a shorty, which is a 2 or 3 millimeter short wetsuit. As we get into more temperate waters, we'd wear a full wetsuit, usually 5 millimeters neoprene. Then if you dive in colder water and in winter, then we would go to 7 millimeter suits or multi-layer suits. And then if you really get in cold water, or you can afford it, we go dry suit diving. And that is a suit that you get into. It's got seals on your wrists and your neck, and no water gets in at all.
And the Oaks in Cape Town are like, huh? What's the problem?
Yeah, I've dived Cape Town waters, and a dry suit certainly is a worthwhile purchase there. If you want to really enjoy your dive, a cold diver is not having fun. So there's a lot of options: hoodies, chicken vests, dry suits. For me, if I'm diving Cape Town temperature water, it's definitely in a dry suit.
John Marsden says, I didn't know this, cigarettes can be made into fly lures, cigarette butts. No idea. And now there's some jokes coming through. Shall we roll with the jokes?
Yeah, let's go with some jokes.
Is it?
You can say them all.
I'm just, see where...
Caden says, why are frogs always so happy?
I don't know.
They eat everything that bugs them.
Aha. What did Kermit the Frog say when he was having fun and time was just...
I don't know.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
Oh, no.
It's the best I got! Yeah, hold on, let's see what we got here.
Anthony's got a good one.
Fishing and girlfriends
Where's
are exactly
Anthony's?
alike. There may be plenty of fish in the sea, but until I find one, I'm stuck here holding my rod.
Was it Anthony's?
Yeah.
Good one, Anthony! It's a good joke, that one, eh?
Jenny.
Jenny Funderback says, what are some of the ways you can fail your open water test? Tell your instructor that you'll race him to the surface, loudly proclaim that safety stops are for wussies.
Yeah, okay.
Safety stops are important, guys.
Paul says, ban smoking, full stop. Paul, I know Paul's never liked
That's a
smoking.
good joke, eh?
No, he's been serious. That's not even a joke. That's Paul being very serious. What type of plant are you likely to see when exiting a short dive on a rough day? A face plant. We had some good ones.
Only a diver who's done a shore entry dive will understand that one, because it's pretty hectic.
All right, listen, we expect better jokes next week. The pressure's on. You've got 7 days to get us a better joke. What else? Is that it? What's coming up in your week?
Yeah, well, now we get back to normalizing, because we've actually been extremely busy every evening with these courses and a lot of theory and stuff going on. So, the show is at a point now where we want to include more people. We're looking for ambassadors for the show. So if you're living in Durban, or you're living in Sudwana Bay, or you're living in Cape Town, or anywhere around the world, and you want to be a Dive Time ambassador, and we're looking for contributors. If you want to film a 30-second clip to 1-minute clip about where you are, something interesting about the place, an update, film it, messenger us, get us the video, we'll chat. We'll put it on the show. If you'd like to be a guest in studio, because now we've got more time to start planning that again, tell us, hey, we want to be on your show. Or
basically, we want you included.
Yeah, rock up on a Monday night, and we'll find a way to fit you in. If we got a bit of warning, we can load some photos and some video of what you do. But we want to get this show more interesting. What do you want to see on this show, apart from Courtney?
Yeah.
And there's some. I think there's some people hanging around to look at Dagyn. Dagyn, so I just saw someone say, "Can you just stand up and do a 360, please?"
Look handsome.
He will too. Look, he will. He's so compliant. There we go. 360. Oh, he's still looking good, eh? It's because he's young. John says fly fishermen do it with their flies down and their.
What's that? That's a fishing joke.
That's a fishing joke, man. You get kicked out of the diving room for telling fishing jokes.
Yeah, I had a request on price of the Magellan BCD. So Dave went out. He's come back with 5,000 rand. Is that retail?
Yeah,
roughly. That's roughly.
Dave, come into the shot, because I actually made a little title for you today, because you never get a title, and I thought, to hell with it. Tonight, Dave's getting a title. So just walk over there. So at least once you can have your name on the program. No, in the middle.
Oh, in the
Because the title's in the middle. There we go. Dave Ravenstone, Dive Time SA producer, ladies and gentlemen, puts the show together.
Yeah,
Yes.
And I'm hitting the heart button for Dave here.
Yeah,
Because
guys,
we love Dave.
let us also know, what do you think of the new little bumpers and the
it's
little
awesome.
bits and pieces in between and all of that? If you like that, we'll try and do some more.
Yeah, and we want you to contribute. So if you perhaps you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'd love to do this or that on the show. Record a piece to your phone. Make sure you record it in landscape mode. Or send us some pictures. Or get in touch with us via Messenger and say, I'd like to come through. I've got something to tell you or something to show you. And we'll have you in the show. We are building an online diving community. And that means you're invited. You've got a table at the I'm doing it tonight. You've got a chair at the desk tonight. And you've got a chair at the Dive Time desk every single Monday at 7:10.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to press the end button.
All right. Well, thanks guys for joining the show tonight. We are very sleep deprived. We're going to go get some sleep, and we're going to start working on the show from tomorrow morning.
But we're instructors.
They're instructors now. Yeah.
Yeah, well done. And before we go, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Mobile Warehouse, for providing the gear. You can go along to mobilewarehouse.co if you're looking for bulk SMS or data deals, or even buying your prepaid electricity or the kind of data and SMSs and MMSs you need for business campaigns. You can get it at mobilewarehouse.co. We've also been broadcasting via the Bass Lake web page or Facebook page tonight, and Karen got hold of me before the show to say that Bass Lake is open over the weekend, including Thursday, Friday and Monday. So Bass is open. Yes.
I just came up. I just remembered a really old joke.
Oh yeah, you got a joke? All right,
Yeah,
well,
an
okay, so we'll
American-
leave you with a joke.
An American drives into a petrol station, says, "Can a BP, please?" And the attendant says, "I don't know, but I know fish can fart because I've seen the bubbles."
And that, my dear friends, is how we leave you on Dive Time SA, episode 11, episode 12, next week, Monday. Share this with your friends. We're going to start giving prizes away. So if you share this, you'll qualify for a prize next week. We'll find something to give you. And until then, be safe, safe diving. And I